A lot of great things were announced at PSX over the weekend, but the one blinding light that shines through all of the rest is The Last of Us Part 2. The trailer is breathtaking. Barely anything happens, and it overwhelms me with emotion. It's a masterpiece. It's gonna go down as one of the best trailers of all time. But despite this, people are split on it. Obviously, there's the people excited for more Last of Us, but there's some people that liked the first one so much that they just wished that the franchise would end. There's probably going to be some major spoilers for The Last of Us in this video. It's one of the best games of all time, so if you haven't played it, stop this video right now and go buy it. The remastered version is $20 on Amazon right now. Go buy it. You're missing out. The Last of Us is a very bleak story. In case you need a little bit of a refresher, you play as Joel, and your mission is to escort this little girl, Ellie, to the Fireflies lab because she's immune to the zombies, and hopefully they can use her to find a cure. The game drags you through hell, all the time developing these characters' relationships. At the very end of this hell, you find out that in order to use Ellie for research, they would have to sacrifice her body. Joel kind of has a meltdown, and now you, as the player, are confronted with a moral dilemma. The right thing to do for humanity is to let them use Ellie for research, but Joel cares way too much about this kid. She's all that he has. So you, as the player, now have to save Ellie, whether you think it's the right thing to do or not. You're now tasked with killing a boatload of people who are more or less innocent. Also, you might have noticed, this is the only part of the game where you get to use automatic weapons. That little change keeps the gameplay fresh. It makes it feel like an endgame. After all of this, Joel tells Ellie that there's plenty more like her and that they couldn't use her to find a cure anyway. It was all for nothing. Time goes by and Ellie asks Joel again, giving him yet another chance. She asks,
"Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true."
I swear.
Okay.
and at the very last few frames of the game, Joel lies to her face and she just accepts it. There's a lot of theories on whether or not she actually accepts it. There's a lot of theories thinking that she just accepts it because what else is she gonna do? Maybe she's purposely being ignorant because she thinks it's better for her to be that way. But it ends on such a somber note. It's a definitive ending. There doesn't need to be anything else. There's so much emotion being thrown around, so many what ifs, but everything is tied up in a nice, neat little bow. Joel has a good heart, but it's not always in the right place. He's a good guy, but he does really bad things, and sometimes for the wrong reasons. It's tragic, and it's perfect. And that's why so many people want their story to end right there. If you're gonna make another Last of Us game, make it about other characters. There's so many stories you can tell in that universe. Let the masterpiece be. People are worried that telling more stories about the same characters might uncover new information that will change the way we view the stories that we've already heard. I guess similar to how metachlorians make the lore of the original Star Wars movies just a little bit worse. Personally, I want to see more from these characters. I know that there has to be more story to tell from these guys, more character to develop. Think about it. Now there could be so much more tension in their relationship because they have that lie hanging over their heads. This next game does take place a whole 5 years later, so a lot could have happened. People change. Ellie was 14, now she's 18 years old. She's no longer a child growing into adulthood, she is an adult. Now, I don't know if you remember what you were like at 14 versus what you were like at 18, but I'm sure you understand that 5 years can make a huge difference, especially at that age. I also have a lot of faith in Naughty Dog. They've been consistently turning out fantastic work, and if anybody knows what they're doing with these characters, it's these guys. Game director Neil Druckmann told fans, "We're going to do right by you. No one loves these characters more than we do, and if we didn't have the right idea, we just wouldn't do it. I had ideas with different characters and it didn't feel right." The Last of Us is about these two characters. So much thought went into this, and a lot of people feel trepidation about coming back to these characters and revisiting what the ending to the first game means. And also worrying whether it's going to spoil the first game. We feel all those things too. And part 2 is doubling down on that to say, we believe in this so much. So basically he's saying he believes in this idea so much that he's willing to ruin the first game. He believes that part 2 will be that good. And with their track record, I'm willing to put my faith in him. Putting my faith in somebody over the sequel to a video game sounds so trivial and stupid. If you think about it, it's just a video game. I think believing that anything from this point on can ruin the first game is a stupid argument. If part 2 is really that bad, just ignore it. Enjoy the first one as a perfect little standalone piece. Does it make you uncomfortable every time I call Last of Us perfect? Then thumbs down this video, unsubscribe, and get the fuck out of my face. The original Last of Us set a very high bar, and I completely understand fans that think that the second one might fall a little bit short of expectation. I don't think, in any reality, it could be utter trash. But it's pretty hard to get a sequel right. In the movies. In the video game world, things tend to get better. Having a solid base to work from gives them more time to focus on things like, game design. Again, I have a lot of faith here. If anybody knows what they're doing, it's Naughty Dog. I'm just hoping they don't give us too much information before the actual game comes out. I'm willing to bet an initial launch date of March 2018 pushed back to May 2018. So what do you guys think about The Last of Us Part 2? Do you think it's a good idea to stick with these characters? Are you a little salty about that? And you know what? What were you like when you were 14 years old versus when you were 19 years old? Leave it in the comments below. Add me on Twitter. All this other social media garbage. You come here to the Wulff Den every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for new videos, and Wednesday night for Wulff Den Live. You can join us for our live podcast where we talk about stuff like this and interact with you. I was supposed to have something very exciting to tell you, but now I have to tell you next week. I'm sorry, but it's cool stuff's happening. Can say that there will probably be more Twitch streams over at twitch.tv/BobWulff. So check that out. Thank you guys very much. Have a good week.